over to you. And sorry, but maybe about 6 minutes or 7.
Sure. I'll keep it short. So I think a lot of what has been said by, really rich discussions by the colleagues who came before me. So I'm not going to repeat a lot of that. But I think the first question that was posed to me was, on the World Bank's experience globally and how it has informed our work in Pakistan. So I think we've had a lot of internal dialogue over the last couple of years, actually, on, what it takes to develop a strong learning foundation, bring children into school and make sure that they learn well. In the last 20 years of support to Pakistan, 20 years and beyond, the World Bank's portfolio spanned everything from early childhood to secondary level education and also TVET. And what we've done going forward, and we've just announced our country partnership framework, is we're really zooming in on foundational learning as the core building block of later learning. And a few things as a prerequisite is that foundational learning and education delivery cannot be, planned and implemented in isolation. We need to look at it from human capital perspective. So, focusing on education, but also focusing on nutrition, health. Linked to that is water and sanitation, the quality of the crops produced, especially in our rural areas, and the nutrition that children get. But also linked to that, both on learning outcomes and on learning poverty in general, which includes schooling, is what happens at the back end, for instance, financial flows, financial allocations. We know that, the meager development budget that we do get in Pakistan, most of it goes to middle, secondary, higher secondary level, and primary schools get less than 30%. So conversations that actually involve, the prerequisites for a strong education sector. And then when it comes to learning itself, all our projects across Pakistan, we focus on starting from the early years. So, from 0 to 3, engagement with parents on early child stimulation, an enabling environment at home. All our operations in country now have an early childhood education component, and at the pre-primary and the primary level, and ITA has done that exceptionally well, is that we've seen what works across the globe, and we've brought that into our operations in Pakistan. One is, really strong focus on the first language as the language of instruction, structured pedagogy, which is a combination, as we know, of structured lesson plans, learning materials, ongoing support to teachers, and then, targeting teaching instruction by learning level and not by grade, and, in school and out of school children. We've also seen that other interventions, such as transport-related interventions that help reduce travel times to school, help ensure that, there's safety in school, coordination with, for instance, the BISP, cash transfers, the Wasila Taaleem program that provides incentives for children to go to school, public-private partnerships. And these are, lessons that we've learned from our work in Peru, in various parts of Africa, Colombia, Brazil. I mean, the Sobral model is something that we're all very familiar with. And I think two or three publications that have informed our work. One is obviously by the Global Education Evidence Advisory Panel. One of the co-authors was, a World Bank Education Director, Jaime Saavedra, but just really distilling lessons, not just from World Bank operations, but other successes from around the world. And then I think the World Development Report 2018 that came out that really looked at, what it takes to help solve the learning crisis. And, I'll keep it short, Bela, but just also wanted to say that we've also, while our focus is shifted from, a broad range of interventions to learning outcomes, we do understand the importance of an enabling learning environment in schools for children to come to school, attend regularly, and stay on. So all our operations do have an infrastructure component. We are not supporting going forward construction of new schools, but rehabilitation of existing schools to help eliminate or at least reduce multi-grading, to improve teacher-student ratios. We know how important that is. And then finally, Shahid Saab and other colleagues have spoken a lot about this. Salim has spoken on the Coalition for Foundational Learning. But usable evidence, right? Deploying usable, comparable evidence across the provinces, aggregated at a national level, but able to be disaggregated as well, and helping government counterparts, equipping them with the skills required to use that evidence. And, as the example of the foundational learning policies shows, that sustained and strong political will manifested through policy commitments is also a core element of our support going forward. So I know we're short on time, so I'll end it there.